Is this thing turned on? Alright. Here we're starting again. I don't have much of a oh, I gotta say my whole thing. Hello, howdy, it's me, Medicated Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Art Philippines, somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. And not coming to you with a huge stack of records today, but the main reason is not records. Wait a minute. It's all about records, isn't it? No, it's not crazy like that anymore. That's right. I told you I'm on medication. Okay, I'm coming to you today to talk about this. This is not a good space for this. See how small it is? I'm just going to hold this up once. This is my new exciting toy. That's right. Let me move this in closer now, so you can really focus in on the star of the show, which is me, Medicated Mark. I have to hold stuff up like this. I could do that. Okay. You could just adjust it. I just had a nap and I'm kind of crazy. That's even worse. This is totally crazy. I do have some footage, some additional footage. Hey, howdy, it's me. I already said the other part. So, how to start these things out. I got the hillside. You've seen the... I'll put a photograph up again. There you go. So, there's my knee. Right, so at 62 years old, for 30 years I've been trying to figure out how to handle this. And I'm not sure yet, but here's the process where my thinking is now, which is not a very good place. But anyway, okay. So I bought this. It's like $230, $40, something like that. It's a Works electric mower. So I figured, well, maybe at this stage, electric devices might actually help me. Once I tied a lawnmower to a rope, it was extremely heavy, and I thought about looking for another gas-powered light mower, but then I thought, hey, why don't I try a Works? It's a brand name. I think Home Depot sells them. So it just basically takes two, and they're still on the charger, two of their batteries that they would run drills off of, or any of their equipment. It goes into this housing right here. I'm not going to use the bag that came with it, and I've gone ahead and held the door open, and I put a wire on the back to tie my rope to. I used a heavy rope on the last one, but I've got this twine. I'm going to try this. But the wheels are adjustable up to 3 inches, but it's absurdly, the cut is absurdly small. It's barely as wide as the cut on my weed whacker, which is how I do the hill, generally speaking. So it's going to take a while to do this, because I would have to do it more often, because this is only going to, and I don't know how long the battery, how far I'll get. But anyway, it's part of the, I might have to, I don't know how it's going to run. I might have to tape the handles down, but we're hoping this will allow me to stay off most of the hillside, at least cut the work down in half. All right. So we'll turn this off now and figure everything else out and get back to you. So remember when I came to you last time, I was like, oh, the hillside, woe is me, woe and misery, tales of woe and misery. Well, and for 30 years I've been like experimenting, and once I bought one of those DR mowers with the brush cutter mower. Man, that was a mistake. That couldn't actually go onto a hillside like that because it has a motor. And the problem with motors, 4-cycle motors, is that the oil would not be able to get up into the engine to lubricate the engine on extreme hillside. And they're heavy, and that was heavy, and it was awkward. There's no way. I even had fantasies that the other DR, the brush mower, would maybe walk up and down. That was crazy. That was a crazy memory. Anyway, so I've been, I dug up roots a long time. There's a history between me and the hillside going back 30 years, as long as I've been here. So I finally cleaned out all the stumps and was weed whacking it for years and years and years. It's kind of you know, to keep the view open. And here's a super nice shot of the view. Um, and I had super good weed whackers, and trying to maintain them and everything really hard. I did at one time tie a 2-cycle lawnmower I had, which was really old and didn't have any safety stuff on it, and I tied a rope, fixed a rope to it, and that worked. So I knew it would work, but it was so freaking heavy, a 21-inch cut. So I was thinking one night, a couple of weeks ago, like, what about an electric mower? So the technology has come a long way since I started to figure out my problem. So I found that I've got a Works hedge trimmer, and what they carry them at Home Depot, I think, that brand. So it was a popular brand, and I like the hedge clipper seemed to be well made. Oh, I dropped it and broke the guard off of it. Nonetheless, it does its job. So I it started by looking at hover mowers. Again, I looked at the hover mowers, and they weren't any good because they, need really flat ground, and it takes a lot of control. But I thought, boy, wouldn't that be nice? I could just swing a hover mower back and forth, and it's just not. They're expensive, and the new ones are heavy because I think they're there's emission standards they have to meet in the U.S. That's why they never took off. So they need a good suction to the ground, and this is like kind of rough still, the hillside. So I was pretty sure that wasn't going to work, and that was going to be a really expensive solution. But all that led me up to this Works 40 volt. It basically runs on 2 batteries that just would fit into a hand drill, basically, okay? And they go into a compartment. This is just awkward. Right there. Oh, man. In the front, there's a lid. Right there in the front. That lid right on top there. Where normally you would find the carburetor. Not the carburetor, but the engine. Okay. It goes in there. They're not in there now. They're charging. So my doubts were 13-inch cut. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. 13 inches. That's never going to be enough. It's just got to be a toy. It's not going to be any good. And the batteries aren't, just going to. I have to charge the batteries a bunch, and they're expensive. And so I get the thing, and it was really easy to put together. The handle was the 3 pieces. I just had to put that on. And even thought about leaving the handle off, but it's actually a good thing to leave it on. And the batteries took almost 2-3 hours to charge. They came without any charge, so I had to charge them up. So just because I had some baling wire, and I put the baling wire on where the thumb screws are, where the handle attaches to the base, which is about 12 inches up, and then just tied this rope that I had. I had all the rope, but this is the lightest rope. I think I may want to go to I got a blister, a thicker rope, but it was okay. The thicker rope I may not have to grab. So I'm thinking like not the rope that I have, the braided horse rope, but there's thicker rope available, which may help. So I may do that. But it just, as it turns out, the 12 inches up with the baling wire, which is about 14 inches in a V shape to where I put the rope, the balance of the thing worked out really well. And the 13 inches is plenty. I mean, so it's very light, 30 pounds or something like that. The 13 inches is fine. Pulling the rope, you get used to kind of guiding the thing. Okay. I'm just going to use this to clamp the handle down. I got it set up at 3 inches. Long way down. Right then, I think I can set this down a bit more. About halfway. Try that again. That looks a little bit better. Well, it went straight down. Not too bad pulling up. Be a good workout. Alright, that's just one strip out of many, many, many more to do, so we're going to turn this off and just do more. So you can go down, 12, 10, 12, 13 inches, you could come up. So compared to what I was doing, I think I cut my workload down 50%. I'm not on the hillside with the bad knee. I'm still trying to get surgery on, but they don't pay for it anymore. Through the surgery center where I got my shoulder done, so now they're trying to figure out a way to get me to the hospital. I haven't heard anything. It's crazy, but the knee's I've been functional on the knee. It's still like, oh, should I really have surgery? I can kind of almost live with it. Like the doctor said, some people learn how to live with it. And I'm like, maybe I'm at that stage. It's still swollen. It's not too bad. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I could avoid it. I don't know. Did I sign the paperwork already that says you're going to do it regardless? I don't know. Anyway, so the mower was terrific. So I did the first third yesterday, and I had to go do something else. And today I did the rest of it. And the battery didn't die. And I was running it a long time. So I don't even know how long the battery, if I could do the whole thing with one battery or do another set of batteries. I'm thinking like, well, I could actually use this and do other trimming around the yard because it's so marvelous. All right, so I really like it. In the instructions they talk a lot about. They show you how to sharpen the blades. So it's important to keep the blades because they're not spinning around like amazingly fast like a power mower would. All right, so having sharp blades, and I haven't checked out how much the blades are. They can't be too much. There's hardly anything to it. So it's a super nice toy. I strapped up the chute in the back so the grass would have all the freedom to come out. And some thicker grass, it really wasn't. The grass was coming up. I have it set halfway from wherever it is 1 to 3 inches or something. It seems like it's set off the ground about 2 inches down, right? So the grass was, there were some high spots, but it's at the end of the summer, so there's some thinness to it, and so they can be thicker, but I think it's going to do what it needs to do regardless. All right, and how often will I get tired of it, and how often will I need to do it will be the same amount of times. I mean, I can't, obviously, I'm going to have to cut it more often. So, but it's a great upper body workout. That's right, great upper body workout, and it saves the legs. Okay, let's do some records now. Oh, and in between all that, I'm sure that I put in some other footage that I've got. Records. all from half price, full price, super high price books. It's an early cover, Pete Fountain on Wine Coat, a cheapy budget label. Nice cover, probably Dixieland, Pete Fountain. They moved these down from the high price rack to the regular price rack. It's Klaus Wunderlich. A lot of people probably wanted to date Klaus. Oh my God. That was the best, never mind. Okay, hits again. Anyway, it was $1. Oh, you almost got yourself trapped into that one, didn't you? And the reason I picked up, that's not part of this series, but it's still Klaus Wunderlich. This is Pop's number 6, great cover. Picked it up. What does he cover? He does a cover of Ich bin verliebt in die Liebe. That's right, one of your favorite songs to be covered by Klaus. Oh, geez. It's Moments Together, Ray Anthony. It's a wonderful cover. Look at the blue eyes on that woman there. Amazing. There's this young lady that works at the gym when I go in. Oh, one of my snowflakes came right off during this presentation. And when I walk in, it's just like I sort of like pause for a moment. She'll say hi. When you're saying hi, you don't even know what kind of presentation you're giving a person because you don't see yourself, right? But her blue eyes are so amazing that I just want to say, you've got the most amazing blue eyes, but I'm old, and that would be a creepy thing to say to a young woman with amazing blue eyes, so I don't say that. And this was a really super cover. Hammond Moods, Norse, and that's another. They're all part of separate series. But it's also Klaus Wunderlich and his Mit Rhythmsgruppen. That's right. Organ with Rhythmsgruppen. And this is not, I don't know what the date is. If it's on there, I can't. It's too small for me to see. 1985. It's late in the game of doing LPs, but there are some interesting instruments. I don't know who this person is, or guy is. There's a picture of a guy in the back playing a thing. Anyway, you had acoustic bass percussion, saxophones, soprano saxophone, drums, auto harp, synthesizer. It's going to be probably horrible and have to throw it away. Anyway, okay, here's a double record set. In the budget section, Stan Getz, Chick Corea, Bill Evans session. Are they playing Stan Getz stuff? 64, 67 recordings on Verb. It'll be good. I don't know. Whatever, it'll be good. Double record set. Oh, look at that. Another surprise. Another treasure. Oh my God, it's Sophie Tucker. Bigger, better than ever. It's a wonderful cover. Ted Shapiro, his piano, he's backing her up. All right, but it's signed on the back. I didn't even see it. 1963, Sophie Tucker. Ha ha! That's great. Bold. Love Sophie Tucker. Big, bold, beautiful felt marker autograph on the back cover. And sealed, because it was sealed, the Association Goodbye Columbus soundtrack, sealed soundtrack. That'll be fun. And because Henry Mancini, you gotta love him. And if you don't love him, go away. You don't need to be here watching my videos if you don't love Henry Mancini. He's like a god. That's right. Henry Mancini, the arranging composer god. That's right. Spit that out. That's why they call it the Mancini touch. All right, there we go. So nice. That's right. Every now and then something works out. It was worth every penny. That's right. Let's go up and pick the musical sample. Yeah, you spit that one out, didn't you?